2 weeks till Saiyan Day 2025. When will we get our first hint, and what can we expect? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, I wanted to take a little bit of time to lay out when we can expect to see our first hints and the ultimate reveal of the Saiyan Day 2025 unit, as well as when we can expect to, or who we can expect rather, to see possibly revealed here in just about a week. Many of you guys have been asking me to go over my thoughts on who it could be, so here we are. So, just so we're aware, last year's Saiyan Day campaign began on, of course, March 18th. It's the same day every single year, right? March 18th, well, technically it's usually the 17th for me because of time zone differences, right? But March 18th is always the day. 318, right? Because of the, right, in the when you write out the hiragana for the March 18, it actually, you know, it's a similar writing and sounding to the word Saiyajin. So that's how you get Saiyan Day on March 18th. So from there, we know that last year, the first hint towards the Saiyan Day reveal was dropped on March 12th. So that is approximately 3 days from today. And all that was a simple announcement of a Dokkan Now, announcing that the Dokkan Now will be scheduled to stream on the 14th. And of course, that, as we know, ended up revealing the Saiyan Day Vegeta from last year, the Tech Android Cell Saga Vegeta. And of course, a day later, they posted this, which basically solidified any thoughts about what people had. And I know some people were thinking a Frieza, right? 5 minutes. Could have been like a Namek Goku, right? Or I think the other running theory was like a Goku and Bardock or something. But, you know, it ended up being Big Bang Vegeta, which, you know, in retrospect does seem obvious with the handprint there. So we can expect the first, the Dokkan Now announcement probably by the 12th, and then again the following day by the 13th, see maybe a hint. They might even, so the year they did the God Goku, the hints actually started around the 12th and continued for like 5 days until the reveal. This was the only hint we got last year, so it's possible we could see a little bit more. It depends on the theme they're going with. Speaking of the theme, right, that's the big question. What can we expect from this year's Saiyan Day Celebration? Who's it gonna be? There's a lot on the table. I think, so let's address the elephant in the room, right? The biggest thing people are talking about is possibly a Super Saiyan for Mini Goku, coming off the backs of the finale of Dragon Ball Daima. Now, I could definitely see this, but I think this is probably one of the least likely options. In fact, even his Super Saiyan 3 form, Mini Goku, I think is a very unlikely option. So I want to just go ahead and address this elephant. And the reason why I think this is the least likely option is, one, we are in the tail end of a Daima celebration currently with the Daima Vegeta, and it would seem that these releases are also still coinciding with the release of the stages. So currently we just got the stage 6, and then this week we'll be getting the next stage, stage 7, where which with stage 6 is basically Vegeta and them returning to coming to the demon world and then getting their plane stolen. The next stage should likely be the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta stage, where he goes Super Saiyan 3 and takes on the Kraken. So I'm assuming, right, if we keep up that pace following these stages, the next, you know, it'll be another 2 to 4 weeks, actually. No, it could be even longer depending on how they're, well, looking at the pacing here. I'm going to say, right, these come usually every 2 weeks. So we're looking at least a month and a half before we get to the stages that would coincide with Super Saiyan 3 Mini Goku, and then another 2 months before we get to the stages coinciding with with the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? Because it's, again, these stages are coming out every 2 weeks. So I'm thinking here that this is probably an unlikely scenario. In fact, this, if it follows this pace, and I could be entirely wrong here, if it follows this pace, this actually lines up more with Golden Week to see our next set of Daima characters, or at least specifically from that part of the series. I don't know, maybe we get a random Daima, I doubt, like a random Daima Piccolo or something. I doubt it. I think our next release is going to be Super Saiyan 3 or Super Saiyan 4 and Goma. So, again, if we follow pace here, it's more likely we're going to see the next Daima unit, specifically Super Saiyan 4, by Golden Week. So, then that begs the question, well, what else could we see? Well, one big thing that's coming here, we do have the leaked art for the LR free-to-play Bardock. This is the awakening to the AGL free-to-play Bardock from the story mode. This was leaked in a Dokkan ad for the App Store, and as well as in a brief video showcasing like all of the LRs in the history of Dokkan, and they just randomly snuck him in there. I think they forgot. Now, what's interesting about this is we already know that he has an entrance animation where he activates the where basically it's, you know, him holding Tora as he dies. So there's the LR is probably going to take that a step further, probably extend the animation, and obviously give him better animations than what he's already got on his super attack. Now, a lot of people are thinking that now that we've introduced the tag mechanic, that this could be a tag LR Bardock and Goku. It's possible, now that we know that the tag unit, initially when we had thought it was going to be Joint Force, people had thought that this, you know, that was going to be impossible, now seeing his categories. But now that we know that tag units contain the categories for both characters, it's possible that this could happen and be a tag between Bardock and Goku. Would be a cool little what if for the story mode, and seeing as this is probably due to release very, very soon, we're not exactly sure when, as there's been no official announcements, but we can safely assume that it's probably pretty soon. People are thinking that this might mean we might be getting another Bardock. Unlikely we'll be getting another Super Saiyan Bardock, but we are long overdue for a new Super Saiyan 3 Bardock. So he's a big one that I think that has a possibility and kind of fits in line with the theme of everything that's been running so far. It would be a nice little build. We've got quite a few Super Saiyan 3 characters that have released as of late. In fact, since last year, Super Saiyan 3 has been getting built up. But even through the anniversary and into the part EX, right, we got 2 really, really good Super Saiyan 3 characters, and a lot of characters built on the Power Beyond Super Saiyan category. So if we were to get a new Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, I think that this is a likely scenario, or at least some kind of new Bardock to coincide with the release of this free-to-play LR, right? A whole campaign centering around that. We are overdue for that. And they could also introduce, we know that they're willing to super easy A free-to-play units now. They could super easy A the Team Bardock, at least the LR, right? Which could, you know, there's a whole lot they could do here for a Bardock-themed campaign. We also have the full Giant 8 Power Bardock squad that hasn't gotten an easy A yet. They could totally they could totally easy A them through a batch easy A event. This is a very likely scenario, so I think the people who are saying this are probably pretty on the money. But there's one other that I don't think many have talked about, and this one is mostly due to what we've already got in-game. Now, upcoming events here could change this depending on what these missions are, but the current missions we have on the 2 new Ultimate Red Zones kind of lead me to believe that there is only one likely outcome for Saiyan Day, right? Because if we look at we look at the Goku's the Vegeta story one, right? For Vegeta's story, the last missions get where are they? Get GT Heroes, Time Limit, and Gifted Warriors. All three of these categories were all basically buffed up during the anniversary, including the Part EX. Gifted Warriors, of course, got the Vegito and the Gogeta for the Vegeta side of them, plus the free-to-play Goten and Trunks, plus now the new Daima Vegeta. GT Heroes, of course, got all the GT Heroes buffs, including the EZAs for the 7-year anniversary and the GT Duo. And then, of course, Time Limit, I mean, that is your anniversary LRs. But what's interesting is, of course, is the Goku Story one, right? Goku Story gives us Giant 8 power, which was obvious. All right, Other World Warriors, also obvious, and Youth. Now, this is interesting, specifically this combination, because one thing we have not gotten in a while is a good youth character. In fact, if we look at the youth category, I think I have it pulled up here. If we look at the youth category on Dokkan, our last youth release is technically this guy, but none of the other characters on his team fit that theme, right? He has, I mean, he's full power, right? So if we just pull him up and look at full power here, right? So full power doesn't really have that many youth characters. If we just look at here, right? You have, you have pretty much your Super Saiyan 2 Gohans. You have, let's see, scroll down here some, right? That's pretty much it. You have your Super Saiyan 2 Gohans, and then you have this guy right here on full power. And Kid Goku. Now, Kid Goku, I think, is probably a very, very likely outcome for this, given all of the other missions as well, right? Because if you look here on the category missions for this one, where is it? Right here. Right? A Kid Goku would fit Giant 8 power category, youth category, and combined with, say, like a banner unit Grandpa Gohan could fit the Other World Warriors category if they take motions, right? Like say we got a new Kid Goku who used that fight against Grandpa Gohan that they do before the Other World tournament, like that, or not the Other World tournament, the Baba tournament, right? Like that would be crazy, like, because that's some of the best choreographed animations in the series, in my opinion. So I would think like this would be awesome, honestly. So I would really, really like a new Kid Goku, and I think it's possibility. It's very, very likely, given these missions, because I mean, really, especially the youth, it really didn't get enough to take down the fight, right? All of these other ones, Other World Warriors, Giant 8 power, they have all gotten buffs enough to do it, but youth specifically didn't, which makes me believe that the Saiyan Saga is probably a youth character, specifically Kid Goku. Where did he go? I had him up here, and he would fill out a lot of other categories too, right? Again, that full power, Kamehameha, Bottom Master Disciple, Rapid Growth, Giant 8 power, of course. Where is it? Accelerated Battle, Battle of Fates, right? Earthbred Fighters, Earth Protecting Heroes. This puts him on Vegito's lead, right? It's just I think it's a good segue, because we know that all Saiyan Day units are always pure Saiyans. This would be a nice little touch, I feel like, right? To close out the Part EX of the anniversary, right? We come off of Daima straight into the origins of Dragon Ball. I think like that, to me, like that's just a perfect segue, personally. And it does kind of fit. So one thing I would like to add real quick is that the Saiyan Day unit typically introduces one of the anniversary mechanics. In the year of the 7th anniversary, when we got introduced to entrance animation, the Majin Vegeta introduced that to global early. So unsure how this is going to work, given that now we're synced up, but I don't see why that pattern would change. So, right, so it's possible that just like in years prior, this next Saiyan Day unit, right, this could be a tag Goku, maybe it's a tag Grandpa Gohan and Goku, right, and then that's how that whole scenario works. Or even if it's the right, maybe it could lead into the Demon King Piccolo fight, since we just got a Demon King Piccolo. Could be a tag Ten Shinhan into Goku, right? Either one of these really works, I think, and they could be fun, right? But I do think that either this guy or the Bardock are very likely just given this and the categories for these missions. So guys, that is it for our video. That is my theory on what we think we could be seeing for Saiyan Day. Again, the first hint should be dropping on the 12th and the 13th, with the final reveal happening on the 14th, with the release coinciding on March 18th, of course. If you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let me know, what do you think Saiyan Day is going to be? Do you think the hits are lining up? Do you think I'm on to something here? Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.